Hello, and welcome to episode 31 of the Starchild podcast. I'm Starchild, your host. Before I get started, a quick reminder I am debuting my Twitch channel on this Friday, July 31st. So go follow me over at twitch.tv at official Starchild, and I'll be streaming a few days a week for a few hours, video games, and all sorts of various content, so that'll be a good time. Go follow me there, official Starchild, twitch.tv. Today I have a Washington State-based film director. His name is Hasson Harris, with his latest film, Manic Macabre. And he is a writer, director, photographer, and let's see if we can get him on the podcast today. Audio. Hey, Hassan.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you see me, though?
I cannot.
You cannot. Okay, let me screen
I can
share
see
if I
you
can.
now.
You can? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Ah, there you are. How are you doing?
Hello. I am doing great. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing okay. Um, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your latest film, Manic Macabre. Am I saying that right? Is the R-E silent?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. And what does that title mean exactly?
Um, Basically, I got it from old horror films that I used to see that I just fell in love with the word macabre. And then upon further reading about it and learning about it is just the style of murder, how they used to describe really harsh scenes in murder were like the macabre.
Oh, okay.
And so I would
So,
start seeing it in movies and films that I used to watch when I was younger. And then it just kind of stuck with me for this for it's about because the film is about a gang of people. They're basically a church cult. And so what happened was people just started calling them the macabre and they actually have a name, but I thought it was actually cool to just name it after what people were kind of calling the gang of people because I felt like it was more real that if this was a real thing happening that the audience and the people would call them something different than what they called themselves. So the macabre kind of just stuck. And then yeah, the manic and just the craziness of the whole entire thing, I just thought it fit really well. And
yeah,
to be able
it's
to use a word that a lot of people did not understand or have pronounced extremely wrong.
yeah, I had no idea what it meant, and it's a word that you typically don't hear on a daily basis. So, it
Yeah, and
has a
then
great ring to it though.
yeah, and then when afterwards it was funny because a lot of people since have been like, it's weird that I've started to notice hearing the word in stuff now that I actually notice that I know what it is. Like when I'm watching horror, they're like, "Oh, I heard that word in that." And like recently, somebody was like, "I was watching American Horror Story, and he literally said you love the macabre of it." And everyone was like, "So now I know this word because I've heard it." And I was like, "Oh, that's actually really cool."
So it's kind of a decadent horror in a way.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say kind of like were your influences in making this film and writing this film? You did write and direct it, correct?
Yes. Wrote, direct, produced, did a lot of stuff for it.
It's
Along
not
with
easy.
the production company, Counting Coup, they really helped out a lot as well with filming. But a lot of the influence for this film was honestly watching Kanye West do church service and just seeing how just it was kind of creepy to see all these people on a hill. And I remember seeing that, and I was just like, this is the creepiest thing that I've ever seen. Um, and so the idea kind of birthed from that. And then I just took a lot of influences from like really old movies, like with the shooting style. There's a movie called Ganja and Hess, and I took a lot from that. And then style wise, I just
Ganja
I
and Hess.
Ganja and Hess, yes. it's a 70s movie. It's like a black vampire movie, but it's really, really artsy.
Oh.
And I really like artsy shots. Even with the clips for Manic, a lot of people have talked about how it's a lot of just clips. And
Oh, okay.
I was like, that's because like old school trailers and old school things that I would see, it would just be music,
Yeah.
and then you would just see like a clip of something to where
Very
no one really
stylized.
knows what's going on, but they know that something's going on. And so the trailers and everything that I have for that have a lot of clues in there if you really kind of just like pay attention. I think people have started to kind of get exactly what it is.
Interesting. So it's a developing church cult that turns violent.
Yes, basically what they are on is they're on their missionary work. And so the whole entire thing with Manic Macabre is there's a ongoing tag in there which is don't stumble, and it's the one to play on horror films of people stumbling every single time.
Mm.
And then it's also being a church cult. It's being like they're repenting and they're basically uh getting people for their stumbles to kind of make up for their own. So it's kind of like one of those things where it'll play the line of what do you think to them, what do they feel is something that's bad, and they're repenting from it and they're on their missionary work to do this. But then at the same time, their whole mission is like any cult is they are to bring people into the cult.
Yeah, they have their
um,
own moral code, kind of, right?
yeah, to kind of help their moral code is that's definitely the thing. And so you will see like I said, it was like a black church cult, and then there's a lot of other people in the film that, like, it's very diverse. Like the whole entire macabre is very diverse, and I wanted that to be something that was really important. So it's kind of showing people that are like these people have been people that have been previously stumbled upon, and the people that don't stumble are the people that are smart, and they're like, how do I save my life? And the only for this
Mm.
cult, the one thing that you can do to basically save your life is to give your life because it is a cult.
Oh,
That's the only way to survive. So the smart people that don't just run and like freak out,
the
you'll
only way
see.
out is forward.
Yeah, so
Willy
there's
cruel Willy
definitely
Wonka.
yeah, no. Yeah, I was like, so it's like one of those things where you have to like think that there's going to be somebody in this film that's going to have a change of course throughout the film. So there could be somebody that stumbled upon that kind of joins the cult in the end, and then yeah, because it's a part of a second half that's going to be coming out.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so a long like this is a short film. The next part is going to be a feature.
Oh, very
Um,
good. Yeah, that was gonna be
actually
one of
pretty
my
exciting.
questions. But being an independent filmmaker, can you give me a little bit of your process from pre-production to post, writing, filming, editing? What is your process?
My process, I'm really weird. I like doing everything at once. So like I like to do marketing while I'm writing because I like to see visuals of what I'm writing, and then I like to have music. So I
Mm.
had music done, and then I would have the visuals and I would set it all like right in front of me, and then I would start the process of writing. Um and that's just something because I think as a photographer and then as someone who's an appreciator of music and art, it's something that I have to be constantly around it at all times to be able to create.
I
And
agree.
if I don't, like, I'll sit there and I'm like, I have no idea what
I
I'm supposed
agree. Yeah,
to.
we draw so much from others. So,
Exactly. And
and
so
I
that,
just found you scrolling through social media on Instagram. So that's kind of one of the big benefits, I suppose, of social media is we're able to connect with one another, connect with other creators. I think that's smart to do that kind of marketing
people think it's
while
weird.
you're in pre-production as well, because it takes a long time to build and finish a movie, right? And so you don't
Exactly.
want that marketing window just to be at that tail end when you're just almost
Exactly.
on to the next project at that point. You want to be marketing as the process, and maybe people actually kind of appreciate that behind the scenes look
Yes.
too, but not giving too much away.
Exactly. Because that's the thing that I was saying. I was like, I don't have the luxury of a seasoned filmmaker to just start doing marketing at the end and be like, okay, here's our film. It's going to be out in 2 months. And I was like, as someone who's doing it myself, I felt like I had to do it immediately and started immediately to kind of build that because I was like, even now in the end with it being released, in September, it's like if I would have waited to do all of that, I would have just been getting started to
Yeah.
get people interested in this. So
And what a lot of people
it's been a
don't
great
know is that
process.
marketing budgets are a huge chunk of the entire filming
Yes,
budget, right? And
yes,
so I think that's smart, being cost effective to market throughout the entire film as well.
exactly,
So what kind
exactly.
of remind me of the films that you watched and the music you were listening to prior to writing this movie? The Ganja, I gotta watch this one. Ganja.
There's Ganja and Hess. That was definitely like a big one that I just for artsy shots. I was like, I really, really like artsy shots.
Hmm.
Um, and then for cinematography purposes, there's this movie called The Fall, and I really like the wide, wide, wide shots, and it's like beautiful. And I was like, I like stuff like this. I like wide shots. Um, I like just there's a lot of artsy things. Like I have eyes like an eyeball opening.
Mm.
Um, in the film, like there's a couple of them to signify that these are people that are being stumbled upon, and the eyes are such a big thing because they have a one contact in one eye. So it's kind of like one of these people whose eyes open at one point their eye will open and then it will be like an orange eye or a red eye and to signify that they have joined the macabre. So I would have watched movies like that and then just like basically anything that's weird. Like I like really, really old, just weird films. And then I'm always inspired by things that aren't film.
Hmm.
Um
Kanye West,
like I was in
Gospels.
yeah, no,
I
yeah.
haven't seen one of his
Yeah,
what do you
and
call it,
like yeah,
sermons,
like
I guess.
church stuff I was like inspired by and then even
Hmm.
just a lot of musicians. Like I think for the main character, Kevin Cocaine is her name, and I
Oh,
wanted
I
her
love
to be
that.
someone. You said what?
I love that.
Oh yeah. Oh, all of the names of the characters in the film are drug related names because it's to play on when I was a kid. I was in a school play for Dare, and I had to
Hmm.
play Kevin Cocaine, and my line was, "Big man on the street is Kevin Cocaine. Trouble with him will cause you pain." And so when I wrote this, I've always liked that name, and so I took that name and I used it, and then I rewrote the line in there. But then all of the characters in there, we have like a Moses Molly, Harley Hash. They're all names that are drug related to
Hmm.
kind of be like this because they're like
Is
the
that
macabre on your streets are the followers of Kevin Cocaine. So it's also to kind of play on like drugs on the streets, basically that they're all drugs
hmm
related names.
does that
Um,
allude to their rough past, perhaps?
yeah, and kind of like this is the stuff that's killing our kids and our
Yeah.
community and this kind of stuff. But it's like, are they helping or are they really just being a menace? And it's
Hmm.
cool because they're all young. So there's also definitely underlying stuff that when you watch it that we've noticed since filming it to now today. Um, it's a lot of stuff that's going to be really relevant to what's going on. I think a lot of
I believe so. Yeah. What we are kind of seeing is a development of many different kind of group things,
yes,
which are
it,
on the verge of very cult-like, isn't it?
yes,
Um,
exactly.
so I think that's a pretty cool idea. When can we see it, and how can we see it?
It's going to be out September 25th, and it is going to be on streaming services. It'll be on Shudder, which is a horror streaming app. It's going
Oh,
to
okay.
be on Amazon Prime, and then it's going to be on Hulu.
Okay.
So that's great.
Manic Macabre, Hasson
Yes,
Harris. Thank you
yes,
so much for joining me on the program, and I will talk
yes.
to you again soon.
All right, thank you so much,
All right.
man.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, bye.
Bye. Awesome. That was Hassan Harris. I will provide his description and information where you can follow him in the description below. I am Starchild. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me over at twitch.tv at official Starchild, where I will start streaming this Friday, July 31st. And check out Hassan Harris's first short film, Manic Macabre, on Shudder, Amazon, and all the other streaming services. So thank you again, and stay tuned for another episode.